An update in the story of Zachary Hammond, the 19-year-old kid who was killed during the drug sting. According to the AP, no criminal charges will be filed against a police officer who fatally shot this 19-year-old over some marijuana. Solicitor Chrissy Adams said that after reviewing the case, she had determined Seneca officer Mark Tiller will not face state charges. Now, the U.S. Department of Justice is also investigating this, and Adams said that she will not release additional information while those federal authorities decide whether they'll bring charges against Tiller. Now, Adams said she announced her decision after meeting Tuesday with the members of Hammond's family. Now, Zachary Hammond was killed on July 26th during a date. He had taken a woman on a first date in which they got ice cream at McDonald's and then drove to a Hardee's for a hamburger. Seneca police said that they were waiting at the Hardee's after an undercover officer arranged a drug deal with the woman, Tori Morton. As officers pulled up to the Hammond's car with their lights flashing, he accelerated to leave. We have the dash cam video that was finally released that shows exactly what happened. Let's take a look at that. So there's the dash cam video. As you can see, it was slowed down to see whether or not the officer was actually in danger of being run over. Now, Tiller and his lawyer claimed that he thought that Hammond was threatening to run him over and had fired in self-defense. But as you can see, it's not exactly true. He just looked like he was trying to get away. Now, Hammond's family said that a private autopsy had shown the teen was actually shot in the side and in the back, proving their case that the officer was not in trouble, was actually not being targeted. He just almost got in the way or tried to get in the way. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that this was not a case of self-defense, and therefore, as you can see, clearly not a justifiable defense. Now, that doesn't mean Hammond didn't break the law, of course. It's not a good idea to run from a cop, but a cop also shouldn't be able to execute you for that. Nothing that he did was a capital offense. For example, if he had his plate, he could have easily tracked him down at his home and arrested him there. He wouldn't have had anywhere to go. But no, that'd have been too much work. Better execute him on the spot. Because it's easier. It's less work. Really, how much of a threat was this kid to society? Especially to necessitate the need to get him right then and there, instead of getting his plates and doing a proper arrest in his home. No, we had to get him there. Why? Because he was buying some pot? Or the girl in the car was planning to buy some pot while he was getting a burger? Apparently buying pot makes you one of the most dangerous people in the world, or in America. And as I said, this is about marijuana. This is over marijuana. And this just shows and points out the insanity that is the war on drugs. It makes no sense. We're going to protect you from ruining your life with marijuana by executing you for buying marijuana. Oh, but it's because he tried to drive away. Drugs should not be illegal. This is why. Now, the final slap in the face of the family was that after paramedics had determined Hammond was dead, his body was actually left on the ground for an hour and a half, about 90 minutes, where it was, of course, starting to get covered by ants. I mean, it's really a grisly scene. And reportedly, a second officer, after investigators had arrived, and this is as he'd been on the ground for a while, this second cop reportedly gave his body a high five. Oh. So a kid is dead over marijuana. And this guy goes free. Sometimes even when you have dash cam video, sometimes even when you have all the evidence in the world, you have a prosecutor that's too close to the police and too close to the system. And people like Tiller go free.